Good morning, students. Welcome to online class. Hope you are keeping well by the grace of God. So guys, once again I am with you, and today I am going to teach you English literature from your reader book, and this is the continuation of the poem Mending Wall. So once again I am with you with the poem Mending Wall by Robert Frost. In my previous lecture, when I was teaching you this poem, I explained the content of the poem. What is the content of the poem? And today I am going to explain the theme of the poem. So guys, please pay attention. Once again I am going to read the poem before you. Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair where they have left not one stone on a stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps I mean, no one I has seen. The gaps I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made. But as spring mending time, we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us. Once again, we keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are lobes and some so nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our back are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outer game. One on a side, it comes to little more. There where it is we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines. I tell him, he only says good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it is not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of wood only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. So guys, this is the complete poem. Once again I have read before you. So some lines of the poem, those are highlighted: humor and wit, philosophy, iron or satire. So those lines, students, once again I am reading before you. because the poet has highlighted humor and wit, satire, irony, philosophy. So, you please pay attention towards these lines. I am going to read before you. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines. I tell him he only says good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Up to here. The poet wants to say he is all pine. He has the pine orchard. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. He has the pine orchard and I have the apple orchard. So if you mend a wall, mend means repair a wall, and you just build a wall between the two orchards. So can you stop the branches of the trees? Can you stop the branches of the trees to cross the boundary? Very humorously, the poet is asking the neighbor that it is my apple tree, or these are my apple trees, and my apple tree's branches should not cross the boundary. It should not go that side. That means your pine orchard or your cones of the pine tree, it should not cross the boundary. Is it possible? But in reply, the neighbor says that good fences make good neighbors, and humor is there. It is also a humorous phenomena. And one more humor, that he is saying, spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Every year spring comes as mischief, a naughty factor. Spring comes as the naughty factor. Every year we do meet here in the same point. Every year you also mend the wall. I am here also to mend the wall. Why? Because spring is very naughty. He does mischief in between. That means between you and me. So this is also a humorous factor. He has highlighted humor and wit through these lines, that if spring does not come, there is no need to mend the wall or no need to place the boulders. So that is why these are the lines the poet has highlighted humor and wit, and simultaneously satire also. And in the concluding part of the poem, there is a tone of satire, not humor, there is a tone of satire and irony, and also simultaneously a message to the readers or to the people of the world through the last 4 lines, that not of woods only and the shade of trees he will not go behind his father saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. The neighbor, he doesn't want to listen to anything. He only wants to follow his father's instruction. His father's saying, generation after generation, they are following, or his family is following this tradition, that every spring he should come, he should visit and fix the boulders and mend the wall. This much he knows. He does not analyze himself, or he does not ponder anything. Only he knows his father's saying or his father's instruction or suggestion, that you fix the boulders, you mend the wall in a proper manner, because good fences make good neighbors. So there is a satirical tone through these 4 lines, and through these 4 lines the poet wants to convey a message to the readers or to the people of the world or to the society.